Hey, I'm Lauren White, and today I want to talk to you about shutdown. Now, it might not sound like the funnest of topics, but it's creating a major block in bedrooms in Australia and all around the world. Women are shutting down and going inward, and they have no idea how to move out of that. Because shutdown feels like a very final kind of state of being in our body and in our mind and in our heart. And it definitely isn't conducive to feeling open and confident and having all of your sexual vitality flowing. So let's talk about it, and most importantly, let's try and nudge you out of shutdown and create a few openings so that things can change in your bedroom with your very loving partners or your future loving partners. So shutdown, first of all, is a state of self-protection. Please don't go into self-beration and self-flagellation when shutdown happens. On a very pure physiological level, you are going into shutdown because you are protecting yourself. What are you protecting yourself from is the question. So threats in this world aren't just, oh my gosh, someone's coming to attack me, I've got to defend myself, I've got to go into a state of immobilization or a freeze response, or I've got to run away from here. One thing lots of people don't realize is that we can feel threatened by potential emotional states like rejection and shame and fear, and they can activate the same response as, oh my God, I'm being physically threatened. Okay, so even just the notion of your partner rejecting you or betraying you or abandoning you can create the same response as though they're physically attacking you. So first of all, just get clear on what it is that feels really threatening to you. And your answer might even be something like vulnerability, like feeling vulnerable, feeling like I'm in my nakedness or my nudity, feeling like they're seeing me can activate a shutdown response, because it's like, oh, if I'm seen, what will happen? What will they think of me? Will they then reject me? Will they then abandon me? Will they shame me or judge me? Does that make sense? Just letting some of that flow out. It's sometimes not a clear pathway, but let's try and make it clear so that you can reclaim your power over this one. Okay, so shutdown isn't always necessarily quiet fetal position. It can be you using your words and getting really angry. Like, one thing that I've written in the blog that's attached is shutdown can be seething hot anger as well. You're shutting, it's a form of shutdown even when you're vocal or physical, because you're not in a state of being receptive, you're not in a really oozy, soft, feminine state, you're in a very defensive attack mode. So your heart shuts down to a point when you go into those sorts of reactive responses. So you might go through shutdown because you've been through trauma, or you've been through betrayal with your partner, or sex wasn't talked about growing up and you just don't know what to do. You might be in shutdown because you've faked or feigned pleasure for so long, and it's come to that tipping point and it's like, well, what's my real pleasure? What's my real sensation? There's heaps of reasons why shutdown can happen. After childbirth, the postpartum period, pregnancy, illness, going through grief. There's so many reasons. So what we want to start is by saying, thank you, shutdown. Thank you for showing me what's going on. Thank you for showing me some of my true feelings and some of my blind spots. But we don't want to stay in shutdown.